Hi everybody, Shade Raven here. For the third episode, I'm going to go into the GM side of things and look at the party sheet. This will include a little bit about things like the inventory you could see in there, the XP awarding, which will cover a little bit of the encounter side of things, and the like parcels that'll come with part of the inventory, and a few other little details that come in there. But let's first just jump right into it. So up in the upper right under tools, you will see kind of some profiles there, like 3 of them sort of together. Click on that will pull up the party sheet. Right now it is empty, so we'll go over real quickly on how to fill that up and what that means. So for starters, I think I just had a cat walk through my screen. We will go over here to the right and find the players we have created so far. We did the Gurgon in the example for the player side of thing, getting connected and stuff. So we will pull him into there and add him to the party. I guess we need to go to the main. And as soon as you put him in there, it'll show his kind of base stats, including armor class, saving throws, and what his exploration activity is. Get into a little bit of that in a minute. We also have, I want to throw in Anna, who is a fighter, and Terenian, who was also made for this, as a cleric. There will be a wizard added to this, but I think I'm going to save that for the player side of things, because wizards involve a little bit more with spell casting and looking at deeps. Certainly cleric did that as well, but the wizards maybe even a little more deeper on that side of things. So we got sort of the beginning of your classic group here with a fighter, a rogue, and a cleric. You can see in the front here, it'll kind of show their level, the current state of hit points, and their abilities. Each of theirs different saving throws. As we can see, Terenian has a very good will save, while Gurgon is, very strong reflex, etc. On this first page, we'll also see a neat little thing called hero points, where you can zero out everybody's if there's a reason to do that, and give one, which I often do at the beginning of a session for the night. In this case, we will be beginning this session, so we'll go ahead and give everybody one right now. And you can see each of them have 1 hero point now on that front page. The exploration activity is, of course, when you're not in encounters, you're not in downtime. Usually characters get to choose what they want to do. They can set it on their own character sheet. If I were to pull up Gurgon here, they will have the ability to say, let's say Gurgon, who is a rogue, wants to, at least initially, wants to be, let's say he wants to go out and scout initially as what he wants to do as this exploration activity. And then the other ones might have their own. You can also, as the GM, if let's say Anna says, oh, send me to defend, I'm going to walk around protecting myself at all times, shield raised and ready to go. You could set that for her. Same with a cleric, who might be, you could do things like detect magic, a bunch of other things. But for Terenian, let's just say he wants to scout, though he's keeping his eyes open, looking for possible oncoming trouble. Also go over a couple little things real quick down here. If you want to do some party quick abilities, and you're saying, well, the whole party, for whatever reason, is trying to impress somebody, so you're saying, let's just going to do a quick charisma check. I'm going to set the DC as for a low level group, not too hard. At 12, I can come down here and roll a group kind of charisma check with a DC, and it'll show 1 failure and 2 successes. If I didn't want that to appear for the players to see, one of those saving throw situations where you don't want them to know the results, I could just hide that and have those charisma rolls rolled. It'll show kind of a little hidden tower thing here, which I guess I haven't turned it on. That'll then show that the players won't be able to see that, and the results, which were generally kind of rotten, or will be over here too, although we could see that Anna did at least make her charisma check. You could do the same thing with saving throws here. If I had said, let's all, everybody has to take a fortitude check against some environmental effect. And I said, oh, this one's a little tougher, a 14. Again, I have the ability to hide or display it. In this case, they'll know whether or not they withstood the elements that they're working through. Rolled out in the open, and we can see we have a failure and a success from the characters. Quick way to do those things. Party attack I don't use as much. I honestly, clicking it just sort of shows like a general roll that they come up with, where they get attacked by something. I could set the bonuses and it would go up against, I believe, their armor class. Again, not when I use too much. Most of the time there's special effects and things like that that'll be, directly used against it for stuff. But, it is a real quick thing there. If you have to ad-lib something, the group comes across, they decide to go off the path, and you have a thicket or something there, and for whatever reason you decide maybe there's somebody had set up a trap inside of there, and they got to get past, each of them got to get past it as the trap goes off and everybody gets attacked. You say it's like a +4 attack. Everybody goes, attacks everybody. It kind of comes up. Could see one person would have taken a critical hit, and one person would have been hit, and one person would have critical missed. Just quick little things there, right off the bat on the party sheet. In skills, you will see kind of the same as the front, only it's going to be skill related. You'll see a bunch of the base skills all out here for quick perusal and access. Again, if you wanted the entire group, for whatever reason, let's say to make an acrobatics check as they try to navigate the ground is upturned by a minor earthquake, and you quickly wanted to see how they did, you could make them all do an acrobatics check and see how they do. Again, in this one case, 2 failures and a success, and you could act accordingly. Popping down to inventory, because the party was all added here, hadn't populated it yet, but there is a neat little rebuild party inventory button here, kind of the middle on the right side of carried. Click that, and now suddenly you'll see everything the group has here, including whatever silver pieces stuff they had left. Upper right here is your kind of party treasure that they've gathered as you start to give them out things. Talk about that here real quick, along with the like kind of the parties gained of treasure, platinum, gold, silver, copper. To go over that real quick, we'll take a quick look at some parcels here. I put in my South Hook Tower adventure that I made, 7 years ago. Actually going to convert that to the remastered and give it up for free here pretty soon. For now, we'll take a look at this and say they had overcome something in the Gaifenwood and found the remains of the Gaifenwood. In this case, you see this parcel has 4 crossbow bolts, a shoddy short sword, and a steel dagger. I could take this and drag it up here in the parcels, and it's going to give it all. If I wanted to give out the items individually, there is obviously individual little icons for each of the items, and I could drag them over one at a time. But if I take the entire parcel and drop it up here, we'll see all of these items are added quickly to the parcel sheet the party has. When the players are looking at it, they will see essentially the same thing. They won't have the ability to edit and stuff, change it from identified to not, but they'll have that stuff there. They'll know what to be able to gain. They can drag stuff onto their character sheet. So if Gurgon wanted to go to his inventory and say, I want those crossbow bolts, I've been trying to pick up a crossbow here, and as soon as I find one, I'm going to have it. You could drag it over there. It shows it's unidentified on his sheet, so that's why it's sort of in bold over there. And he could take all 4 of those if he wanted to and add it to his character sheet. It will come off kind of the party sheet for treasure. Especially if you're playing a campaign where you really want to keep track of items and weight and all of that stuff. Probably should be moved off of there, but if you're playing a little more loose, you just keep things in the party sheet and worry about divvying up when the time's right. But that's quickly how you can get it there. As a DM, you also have the ability to come into individual items. Here, if I want to say, oh yeah, it's a shoddy short sword, I quickly set that as identified. Now it's identified here. Someone looks at the dagger too, so it's obviously not magic, looks it over, decides, hey, it's a steel dagger, and they now have this identified and can be added as desired. The order, we have the characters here. It also shows what their exploration activity is. But if you want to set an order, Gorgon likes to take first watch, and I like to take second, and Trenian likes to take third. Set that there. It's kind of a nice little reminder. You can also sort of set a generalized party formation where Gorgon's down here, and the players will be able to see it. I don't think they can adjust it, but they can come down and tell you where they want to be and all of that. And you can even move around, depending on, what the party determines. Let's say Gorgon is the rogue, says, hey, I want to kind of be off to the side in scouting on my own. Don't have to worry about necessarily distance. It's just more of an idea what the party's formation is in general circumstances. And then finally, look at the experience side of things real quick. Here you will see the ability to award out experience and stuff once these fields get filled. On the right-hand side, under campaign, in this case, we'll take a quick look at encounters. We'll see the first encounter in the South Hook Tower was this one against the Bloodfly Swarm. And along with being able to add to the combat tracker from this encounter, I can also drag and drop it into the experience side of things for the combat tracker. For the party sheet. That'll show that at the time it was just a trivial encounter worth 40 experience points, hasn't been awarded yet. This is, generally speaking, set for 4 characters, same level. There was, obviously a lot that goes into sometimes determining experience points, but in this case, let's just assume there'll be a 4th, or that's how they've gotten through it. Eventually, if I wanted to award it, I haven't set the levels on things, but we know it's 1,000 for level. I could award the experience points, and we'll see all the characters would get the 40 experience points associated with this encounter, which showed as being checked and given out. So very quickly adding an encounter to here. If you are building your own, you can come down here and edit, edit the list to delete, or when you're done, at the list, delete it. Say, okay, I've given out that one. I don't need to look at it again. They won't need it. I can't remember if I can edit here. Well, maybe not. It's on the bonus side of the quest. If, let's say, I had thrown together and they'd run into a bugbear, let's say it's level 3 was worth 60 experience points, and I wanted to give that out real quick, I could kind of pull it over here. Had said I wanted to award that as sort of a bonus and give it out, and suddenly they got another 60 experience for 100 each. There's also the quests down here under World. South Hook Tower does have bonus quests. We will say they got through the Valley of Broken Tears as a quest award. I could throw that here into the awards. You'll see again, this is the 10 experience points, a little minor quest, and hasn't been awarded yet. Click the award. You'll notice it doesn't give out this one that was worth 60 before because it already been given. It checks this one off, adds 10 more, and then suddenly the party's got 110 experience points. That is, in hopefully a relatively short video, the basics of how to take advantage of the party sheet, some of the essential functions that are a part of it, the importance of what it is to the campaign, how easy to keep things organized, and the more you get used to it, the more you'll be able to use it to your advantage as a GM. I hope this is informative and helps out some new GMs that are looking to play Pathfinder 2 on fantasy grounds. And I will catch you in the next video.